Laker fans, how we doing? My name is Sammy Long. This is another Laker preview video. We're going to get to Utah in a little bit. We're going to hit a few things first, though. We're talking about the win over the Pacers, which was a huge game for the Lakers. They played excellent. And then we're going to talk about the trade that wasn't. So we're going to get to Utah. Just bear with me for a second. Look at that Pacers game real quick. Austin Reeves, 45 points, 45, 7, and 7. JJ joked after the game that when LeBron was out, he said he was going to need 38, 8, and 8. So he said he'd take 45, 7, and 7. It really felt like Vando and Reeves in that game really stepped up and were the leaders. You heard JJ at one point coming out of a timeout talking about to Vando directly saying, you're the quarterback of the defense. You're the quarterback out there. You're kind of the veteran out there. Reeves was exceptional offensively. Vando had it going defensively. Gabe Vincent hit some really big shots. Even Trey Jemison, who had the foul at the in the third or fourth quarter, but he had some nice buckets. Jackson Hayes played well. It was just a very team-oriented win. And there's a lot of stuff that I don't think that shows up in the box score of that game. The Lakers were just beating the Pacers to spots. And the Pacers are a good team. They're fourth in the East. They scored a clip of one of the highest rates in the entire league. They scored 130 a couple times the week before against other opposition. And the Lakers were just beating them to spots. They looked like they were hungry. They looked like they wanted it more. It looked like the Pacers kind of thought they were going to roll over the Lakers with no LeBron and Luka and kind of played like it early. And then we're like, oh, crap, we actually have to start scoring to get back in this game. And they did make it a game. But the Lakers, to when they cut that thing to just a few points, it felt like, Lakers just going to get outmatched. They don't really have outside of Reeves, a go-to option right now. But what they did down the stretch was huge, and that's a game that kind of felt like the Lakers were giving a passable loss. LeBron's not playing, waiting for the Luka debut on Monday, had won 10-12 going into the game, and to go win now 11-13, the Lakers are playing great basketball. They're just playing great basketball, and considering everything going on outside the team with new acquisitions coming in and the trade that wasn't, which we're going to get to in a second, it's pretty amazing that the core group of guys are really just still playing good ball. And also letting Luka and some of these guys get adjusted. You know, Luka, it's going to take an adjustment, him playing with LeBron. And this win streak that the Lakers have been on has really allowed some leeway in the Western Conference standings. So the Lakers aren't just fighting every game, having to win to even get in. The Lakers are looking like they're in a pretty good spot there. They actually have a 6-game lead on Golden State, who's the 11 seed, who's sitting outside, and the Lakers have a tiebreaker against them. So the Lakers sitting pretty good for the playoffs. Definitely want to make sure you're not in that play-in. They have about a 3-game lead on the play-in, and the Lakers could move all the way up to 2. And it's going to take some things to happen. The Lakers got to keep up playing good basketball. But everything outside of Oklahoma City at 1 is still within reach. The Lakers are only at 2.5 games back of the 2 spots. So excellent basketball. Huge win for the Lakers. Looking at the trade that wasn't. Mark Williams now going back to Charlotte. Connect, Cam Reddish, the first-round pick, and the pick swap are all coming back. It's weird because in the span of a week, people were talking about the Lakers gave up too much, but everyone got excited about Williams is a big, 23 years old, a possible lob threat for Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic went to Rob Pelinka and said he wanted a big that he could lob and kind of grow with. It sucks that the medical didn't check out. I'm glad that the Lakers found it now versus later, versus giving away all those assets and then realizing a couple of years from now that this guy can't stay healthy. It does put the Lakers in a bind. There's been some names thrown out there. The trade deadline is passed, so the Lakers really kind of got to go bargain shopping a little bit. Mo Bamba's been thrown out there. Dwight Howard, some people have thrown out there coming back, even though I don't really know how effective he's going to be. Daniel Tice has been thrown out there, kind of not at 32 years old, not quite as big as a Mo Bamba or someone in terms of size, but decent player. So the Lakers really kind of got to, for this season, got to carry it on the guards. The guards have to be so much better than everyone. And Jackson Hayes, to his credit, has played very well, but you are going to need another option in case he gets in foul trouble. In the Lakers really have one big on the roster right now. So, and that's it. It is looking on the positive side. It is nice getting Connect back. It's nice that you're getting a big time shooter. It's going to be fun to see him sitting in the corner with Luka Doncic. Reddish wasn't playing that much but the last few weeks anyway. So, I wonder if he'll even stay with the team, if he'll get waived or not. And the first round pick, the pick swap, in the summer, we could be looking back at this if the Lakers swing a big deal and go, that was the best thing that ever happened. It does stink right now, but hopefully the Lakers can find someone to buy out that is serviceable so the Lakers can make a run for the championship. So getting to all that, preview of Utah. This is going to be the last 2 times the Lakers play Utah this season. The Lakers have won the previous 2. The last game was a thriller. It was a 1-point win. The Lakers got a stop on the defensive end in Utah. Utah is not a good team. They're 12-39. They're getting all young players, trying to kind of build for the future. So their last game, they lost to the Clippers 130-110. Before that was an OT loss to the Suns. They've actually given the Suns a few problems this year before that, which is pretty surprising because the Jazz really aren't that good of a team. They beat the Warriors before that, lost to the Pacers, and beat the Magic. So this is a tough team to kind of – they're not a good team. They do have a lot of young talent, though. When you look at the roster, there's a lot there the Jazz could build with. They just need that kind of go-to star scorer. They don't have that. Jordan Clarkson, probably former Laker. He spent a few years with the Lakers. Lakers drafted him. Is kind of the go-to scorer right now. He's been the guy. He always has big games against the Lakers, so I expect him to come out and be really jacked up to go play. And this team really starts and stops with Lauri Markkanen and Walker Kessler. Those are the 2 bigs down low. Kessler was the guy that everyone wanted. That was rumored about the Lakers at the deadline, but no one really thought Danny Ainge was going to help the Lakers in that sense. So they got a really nice front court that's young. They haven't released the injury reports for this game, so not totally sure who's in, who's out. Markkanen missed the last game against the Clippers due to injury management, so I expect him to go in this game. KJ Martin was just acquired in a trade with the Pistons, so it'll be interesting to see if he makes his debut. And then Walker Kessler missed the last game with a shoulder injury. And then John Collins missed the last game due to rest, so he'll likely be going. And Colin Sexton is out. He's a nice young guard. He's out with an ankle sprain. So looking at who they do have, who they had in the last game, Jordan Clarkson is the kind of the go-to scorer. Kyle Filipowski out of Duke. He's a young player. He's developed for them. They got a lot of bigs. And I'm sure in the next year they're going to be trading some of those to try to get some assets at the guard spot. Micah Potter, Svi Mikhailuk, another former Laker out of Kansas, kind of the sharpshooter, and USC alum Isaiah Collier has kind of been running the point guard spot for them. He's been a nice pick. And then off the bench, they got a lot of LA guys. They got Johnny Juzang, former UCLA great that kind of went on that run for the Bruins there in the March Madness. Keontae George had a Baylor, a nice young player. Again, another guy who's had some big games against the Lakers. Oscar Tshiebwe. This guy doesn't score a lot, but he's a great rebounder. He's out of Kentucky. He led the nation in rebounding when he was there at Kentucky. Tshiebwe is a really good rebounder. The Lakers really got to make sure they're putting bodies on the glass, especially with the limited amount of bigs they have. That this is a spot where the Jazz could try to take advantage of that. And then Bryce Sensabaugh is a good player, as well as Cody Williams. So they throw a lot of guys out there. The Lakers, though, are going to be getting Luka Doncic, and that's what this video is mostly about. Luka Doncic will be making his debut. It's going to be interesting to see how do they use him? How many minutes are they going to give him coming off that injury? Because it's going to be 2 games. It's going to be this game against Utah, and then the game in Utah on Wednesday. Then the All-Star break, which is nice, still getting Luka Doncic some rest. He hasn't played since Christmas Day, so it's going to be telling to see how much he plays. How do the lineups look like when he's out there and LeBron's out there on the floor together? We all know they're very ball-dominant guys. I'm assuming that he's going to give it up. LeBron's going to give it up to Doncic and kind of let him run the offense, bring the ball down the floor, and let LeBron play off ball. It's going to be interesting to see how do they stagger the minutes with Reeves. That was kind of the thought at the trade deadline is Reeves expendable now because you kind of have – he doesn't really play defense. Luka doesn't play defense, but you have 2 guys who are excellent scorers. Are you going to be able to play them in the backcourt together, especially with a lack of bigs down low to kind of help you out? If AD was swat blocking, blocking shots down there, it would ease it a little bit in thinking that you could give up some defense in the backcourt. But I'm curious to see how JJ kind of does that. I expect Jared Vanderbilt to play a lot alongside Luka Doncic and kind of take the other team's best offensive player. But it's just going to be exciting to see Luka Doncic in a Laker uniform. I can't wait for it. I'm guessing he's going to have a big night, and hopefully the Lakers stack 2 more W's going into the All-Star break. We'll be back on Tuesday with another preview video for Utah, except this game will be in Utah and kind of be reacting to the previous game. So hope everyone has a good Super Bowl Sunday, and appreciate everyone for listening. Alan got his show in the morning, and then he'll be doing a post-game show at night. So thank you guys for listening, and go Lakers.